Hi, my name is Allison Bechtold and I am your child's math teacher this year. I wanted to take this time to introduce myself to you and tell you a little bit about how math class will go this year at Hillcrest for them. Here are a few pictures of our classroom. So if you could see, our desks are spaced 6 feet apart, and we have a new Promethean board in the front of the room and a large table in the front where we can do small group work. So the boys and girls each have their own desk when they come into my room, separated from others. We all have lockers in the back of our room. So this is different from elementary school. In elementary, they have cubbies, and now this year they have a locker in the classroom. And then when they would move into 6th grade, they would actually get their locker in the hall. A few items that we'll talk about between my open house presentation, Mrs. Janoff's and Mrs. Chiam's, is our virtual days, the new iPads, and wearing masks. So I would like to talk to you about virtual days. Our 3 virtual day assignments are going to always be posted on the first virtual day, and they must be completed before returning to school on either Monday or Thursday. So for the blue group, they will come to school with us on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, their virtual assignments will be posted for the next 3 days. And then those assignments will be needed to be completed and returned to school on Monday. For the gold group, they come to school on Thursday and Friday. They would then have their new virtual assignments posted on Monday morning to complete over Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and they would need to be finished and returned by Thursday. So let's talk about math. This year, your child will use the 5th grade math book, and there are 2 volumes of it. I know in elementary school they only bring home the pages, but this year you probably have already seen they bring home the whole book. There are 2 versions, 2 volumes. They are only using volume 1 now, and right around the new year in January, they will get that 2nd volume. In 5th grade, we do not rip the pages out of the book. We have the students take their book home when they have homework and then bring it back to class. This way they have every page in there. They can look back at the sample problems that we did in class earlier that day or earlier that week if they had any questions while doing their work. Along with this book, they also have a binder that has 2 sections that they bring to my class, a journal section and a worksheet section. So the journal section is where I have them organize the journals that I'll talk about on the next slide. And the worksheet section is just to keep anything that we did in class, just have a section to keep it in. And then we'll try to clean that out after each topic so the binder doesn't get messy. In the math class this year, there are 16 topics in the 5th grade book. And those skills, which we have already started, include place value of whole numbers and decimals. Now that we have started topic 2, it's operations, where it's dealing with whole numbers and decimals. So we are currently in topic 2, where we are adding and subtracting decimals. We will move into multiplying whole numbers, and then multiplying decimals, multiplying fractions, and then so on. For the operations with fractions, we will do adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. We will do measurement and data, operations and algebraic thinking, and we will end our year with geometry, which will be like coordinate planes and 2-dimensional shapes such as quadrilaterals. The math journal that I talked about a few slides ago is just a worksheet that I give the students to complete with me in class, and then they can use this at home or in the classroom to help them as they complete their work. For example, with adding and subtracting decimals, we completed a journal entry where we went through what is the correct step to adding and subtracting decimals and gave an example for them. So that way, when they're at home doing their homework or their virtual work, they can have that document with them to help them remember the steps that they need to do to complete the skill correctly. When the kids are with me, a typical class looks like this. So we will start each day by going over their homework or their virtual learning work from the last 3 days or the night before. And we usually do a warm-up. The warm-up is a spiral review, which means we go back and practice skills from 4th grade or beginning of 5th grade, just so they keep those skills fresh in their head. For a specific lesson, we will start with the solve and share, which is the first page of the lesson. We will then introduce the new skill. That's the second page of the lesson, and this is also the time I pass out their journal entry and complete it with them. We then do a couple different ways to practice that skill. The first way is whole group practice, which I will lead, and I'll teach them the lesson, I'll show them examples and exactly how to do it. The next would to be able to break into small groups or partner practice, where then they can work with a peer and practice that skill as well. The individual practice is where they get to do some of those problems on their own, which can prove to them and me that they understand the skill. And we end each class by breaking into workstations. This is a time to complete an activity to meet their needs. So if they were really getting it and they need something a little bit more challenging, they can do an activity that's geared to that direction. Or if it's an area that they need a little bit more practice with, they can work in a small group with me to review those skills. Multiplication facts are something that we learn when we're in 3rd grade, but are still required to use quite often when we are in 5th grade. So we have started to practice our facts here at school, moving into topic 3, but knowing them will make their transition into the 5th grade curriculum much easier. So I'm encouraging all the students to practice their facts at home a few nights a week for only a few minutes each night. So traditional flashcards, a website, or even an app on their device would be something that would really be a good way to practice them. Once we move into topic 3, we use multiplication and division quite often. So knowing your facts will make the lessons that much easier for them. And again, whatever works best for them is something that I totally support. That is all that I had to share with you guys today. I am very excited to continue learning with your child here at school this year. I appreciate the time that you gave me to watch and learn about my class. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. It is just abechtold@norwinsd.org, or you can definitely call. The number is 724-861-3015. And my extension is 5132, my classroom. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Bye.